Okay, I think I'm on, you guys. Okay, let me set up the thing real quick. I will be... Okay. Okay, I'm up. And then do a little pop-up for that one. And then I'm going to put this over here. Okay, that's up. Alright guys, let's go. Alright, I used to do music, and for some reason just feel like, no, why would I do music for it? It's my show. Nah, I'm just kidding. I don't know, I just feel like it's a waste of time a little bit. I know music kind of keep your, rhythm going and whatnot. So I am going to kind of stay an hour. That's my aim. That's my aim. So I don't know. We'll see. If currently I don't have much to go on. Meaning like I don't know. I'm thinking of selling Gamestop, you guys. I've been here for a long time and I'm just sick and tired of the price. Nah, I'm just kidding. Of course, that's not the truth. I am just kidding. Now, of course, the price action is dropping today. I was watching this level right here, saw that it went through. Okay, hey, the golden ratio has been broken. So I don't know. The next level would be the next one down. Again, I don't even know if I'm doing this right, you guys, with the Fibonacci thingy right here. So that's the golden ratio, but if you just measure from the top, and from the bottom to the top, but if you are measuring it over here, then now would be the golden ratio. But then this one is kind of anomaly. That's why I include this one up here. So the next one level down would be 1340. Is it going to continue to fall? I don't know. I mean, anything could happen. But again, currently, yesterday you could buy it at $14.75. Now, $13.98. So, even cheaper. Whether you're happy or sad, that's on you, right? To me, hey, I have my own opinion. So, come with your own opinion. Now, as far as like the volume, if you look at the volume, again, the same dried up volume of 3.58 million shares being traded there. Now, if you look at the chart exchange website right here. Hello everybody. Hey Swoosh, what's up? Swoosh. I'm so sorry. I was watching Wish, the rapper. That's why I Wish right here. Swish, I'm sorry. Welcome. As I was saying, so the volume is still the same, like a very low volume day. The price come down, it's kind of like a at this point it's like a maintenance or something, right? Okay, so if you look at the short volume from this particular website, as you see here, back up to more than 50% shorted again, right? Now, if you look at the volume in terms of shares, 1.5 million shares is being shorted right there, reported short, obviously, and then close to 1 million shares is off exchange, and then 11,000 shares is exempt. Okay, so again, this is totally legal, and they will continue to do whatever they need to do in order to keep this price what it is today. Now, what I am kind of, well, I mean, close to a third of what is being traded is off exchange right now. So yeah, I mean, nothing to see, nothing to hear here, right? People would like to think right here, it's not crime. I'm not saying it's crime, okay? Whoever is coming in here saying it was crime earlier. RSI is low, so I think 1340 is our bottom. Okay, let me see. Honestly, I didn't even follow today's price action because I was so busy at work. I was like, oh man, I didn't even check the price. But yeah, RSI, let's see if I look at the RSI right now. RSI. Oh, I can't even spell that. Yeah, I mean, it could come down even lower. But if you, hold on, let me see. What is this low right here? It's a downtrend for sure. If you see it from here, like the purple line under the yellow line. So if you look at the other one here, when it's under, it's usually a downward momentum, right? Hold on, let me mark this real quick. Usually that's when you see the spike up, right? But again, it could just be grinding lower, like this one right here. I guess it depends on the volume that day. It's tough to predict this particular stock because again, it doesn't trade based on any technical. Look at this, like how does this make any sense? Like how does it gap down and then boom, right back up again? Any news that is going to just make this price just going crazy, right? Again, how can we predict this movement here? No one can. So the only way that you would win in investing in this type of company is to look at it in a long-term perspective, right? And to assess, the price action. It's fun to see every day, every week, every month, right? But you don't want to stress yourself out here. If you're a long-term investor, the only thing that you need to worry about is right here. Balance sheets, you guys. This is all you need, right? Now, yesterday live, it was a fun one. Obviously, people were coming in, and I appreciate anyone who comes in and try to teach me something that I don't know. I always appreciate people who could teach me something that I don't know. So there was news that coming out that distribution center is closing up. Is it bullish for you? Why would you not know about this if you're an investor, right? Now Marantz has made a video about it already, so I'm not gonna repeat any of it. But again, this is how you find those type of news, right? There's no releases of any news that make people think that way, right? Perhaps they have an insider information, right? But why would they want to help you if they have the insider information like that, right? It's like information like that should be investigated. Whoever spread that information should be investigated, right? Because again, if you have inside information saying these type of BS, saying that they closed their distribution center, so to speak, you better get it from at least straight from the source, right? Anytime they announce anything that is worth noting, it would be in here. But again, those type of news, you have to wait to see if the actual company report is going to give you that news. And there's no SEC filing, there's no, 10K or anything, meaning like any news related to this company whatsoever. The only news right now is the good news, which is the third quarter reporting, right? And so if that is not good enough for you and know what's going on in this company, saying that this company is going under without any forms of data looking into it, and so you better be careful believing in BS. Yes, I agree. What are you agreeing on? I'm sorry, I didn't pay attention to what I was saying. Look, information travels. I get it. And usually this is just my speculation, okay? I've just been in this company for a long time, and I've been in similar security that has been bashing to oblivion, and now, it gained some legitimacy here. And I always bring up Bitcoin because this is my experience in Bitcoin, right? When I invest in Bitcoin, people were like, why would you put your money in that stuff? Like, it's just magic money, right? It's like, well, I'm sorry, I imitate people like that. In my head, they just sound like that to me. And it's like, well, the reason is I know what it is, and I was for sure that was, right or wrong, I had my own conviction, right? And so that's why I was able to profit off of it, because I knew what it was. When it ran up, I know exactly what price point I'm gonna jump in, and when I jump in, what price point I'm gonna jump out when I'm, profiting, and if it continued to go up, I wouldn't be regretting, right? So, and I have my own strategy going on, right? Meaning like I would sell incrementally as it goes up, and I would be happy with the gain. And I was really happy with the gain. But before that, I was accumulating like crazy, right? I was just buying $20, any amount of money that I had at the time, just, $20 Bitcoin. And at the time, you don't have to buy the whole Bitcoin, right? Even though it was like, $20,000 or something like that. Hold on. When did I buy into it? So the key is to chip it little at a time. Again, if you believe in the company, if you believe in the asset, right? So I was buying around here, 17, 15, like around this time, because I was waiting for the all-time high right here, right? And around that time, because I was watching the YouTuber, who analyzing the previous cycle and kind of noticed this type of cycle for Bitcoin, I know to kind of like anytime it hit all-time high, it's gonna, continue to reach new high, right? And so I was watching, like, okay, and when it was up here, I knew to kind of sell out over here. A little bit here, right there. I sell a little bit at a time, and then went into Ethereum because I knew, back then. There you go. So the reason why I bring that thing up is because, again, the same strategy, right? I'm not saying it's gonna run like Bitcoin here, okay? Don't twist my words. I'm saying it's the same principle. Eventually, this asset is going to appreciate over time. I just don't know how long. I just don't know how high. But, if I'm right about inflation, if I'm right about everything that is happening right now in the economy, I'm sure people are stampeding to do something right now, right? Whether it's to cut costs, whether it's to at least decrease the footprints. That makes sense, right? Whether to renew their whatever bond, refinancing loans, whatever loan they have. Like every company is going through this because they've been zombieing for a while, okay? Like, have you heard of a zombie company? Okay. Zombie company just means that, it depends on the cheap money that we have been going through for decades, right? And when money is become more expensive, those companies can't survive because they were running on debt. That's why it's called zombie company, right? It's just operating on easy money. So, case in point, you could qualify AMC as a zombie company, right? The only way that they could survive is to get money from retail. That's it. So, without retail money, they won't be able to survive. Yeah, that's just what I'm saying. Hi, Northstar. Thank you for joining. How are we doing today? Not very good. Look at the price, Northstar. I mean, I'm considered selling out of this company. I'm just sick and tired of holding it. No, just kidding. No, price going down. Like up and down, up and down. So I don't know. What level are you looking at? Are you happy? Are you sad? What's going on? To me, I'm just thinking of it as maybe I'm just trying to pacify myself here, or at least try to instill some wisdom to the price action over here. I don't know. I just think one of my pet peeve about this particular play is that people are just believing in BS, right? And I'm sure you saw Moran's video recently. The misinformation, right? Even last live stream that I did, this Windrop guy, obviously, coming in, spewing out, distributing center is being closed, right? But we don't see any announcement from GameStop investing relation over here. Sorry, let me take a sip of water here. Yeah. So there's no SEC filing, no nothing, right? No press release whatsoever. And I was just telling people look, hey, the only thing that you need to worry about right now at this moment in time, but it's true, is this one, right? The number that was already posted for you to see. As far as people were spreading information or misinformation online, on Reddit or whatever, those are crazy. And look at this. Kramer is reading Ryan Cohen, trying to be funny. I don't even know what's the context of that context of that picture is. It's just crazy, right? And again, one other thing too, people might not realize this, is the reason why there's negative news coming all of a sudden, shutting down the platform. I know that's true, yes. But again, it's not even in the balance sheets, right? So it's not even in this quarter balance sheet. It won't affect the balance sheet in any way. And negative news usually what these computer do, you're trading against computer over here, right? And they would search out those negative news and trying to front run you. It's negative news, we're gonna sell, right? To try to ensue that panic. But my point is that no one is panicking right now. Look, if you look at the volume today, it's only 3.5 million shares being traded back and forth, right? If people are panicking left and right, this from this price point to this price point, it would have been more volume, no? But for some reason, volume is there. It's non-existent, right? Anytime there's any amount of volume that is meaningful for this particular stock, it goes up. It's always been buying pressure. And even this small little volume right here, what is that? That's 17 million shares right there in a day. That's 19 million shares in a day. So it's just that, 20 million shares, 17 million shares. You see this type of price movement. What is this? Craziness right there. That's 34%. So this stock is doing fine. Again, if they want it to be down low like that, okay. I'm cashing out tomorrow morning. All right, Lionel. All right. Well, goodbye. Good luck to you. It was nice knowing you, Lionel. Appreciate you. Hello. Hi. Hi, Lynn. What's up? What's up? Thank you. I didn't get into GameStop because of the redistributing center. I see a bigger picture. Okay. Why are you getting into GameStop, if you don't mind me asking? I got into it because of Ryan Cohen initially, right? And then also too, the balance sheet. That was the two most, drawn for me. And of course, the fact that they had some asset, they have some industry to sought after or seek after or build up on, so to speak. I think the industry is there to, kind of capture the most value for the, and also the letter, GameStop letter. The public letter. No, that's the chewy one. Letter to GameStop. So this letter plays the most important role in me kind of like seeing what the direction was, and he was implementing it at the time, and I could see the vision of this letter coming coming alive at the time when I was buying into it at $40 or so, right? To me, again, the price really doesn't matter to me, because again, it's a very long-term play here. I have time to wait for this company to do what it does best. I have time to wait for this leadership. I'm very excited for the future. Currently, I think the reason why he's not doing much, right? And people are gonna come in here and say blah 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 blah, right? Psh, what are they gonna come and say for you to be scared of this? And every single thing that he wrote on here, we already went through, right? And of course, we closed NFT marketplace, not because we're a failure here. It's the failure of the regulator, okay? It's a failure of the whole freaking system that doesn't allow people like Ryan Cohen, like people who are trying to compete in this market, right? Who's the competitor now? Like, who's willing to work their ass off in order to, make something of themselves? Currently you have a monopoly of the corporation out there who just owning themselves, right? They own each other's law firms and whatnot, I think I got that from that guy who did a great job at, kind of piecing things together. That you don't even have any competitions, right? And this is why everything is, going downhill, because even the product, guess what, you guys? Oh my God, at work, I was receiving this product, like food product, and it the whole case was coming undone. And, whatever, it's just like it seems like the manufacturing didn't even care to do anything about it. It's like, oh yeah, you have to buy it from us, so why would I care about the quality of my product? So it's almost like that. Of course, we have to submit it for return. It's ridiculous. I just see time and time again nowadays, right? And most recently, anyway, I'm sure it's been, eroded in that sense, is that the quality of the product that you bought, that you spend money, like top dollars too, is not the quality that you would have gotten, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, because less and less, corporation cares about competing for your money because they are all owned by the same entity. I hope that makes sense to you. And so when people like this, like Ryan Cohen, try to compete, and who, it's a very hard worker, very determined to do whatever needs to be done to get the work done, they come after him, right? Saying he's a failure, he doesn't know what he's doing, he's, sitting on money to do some, like, what? It's like, can you just calm down a little bit here? The guy is just trying to do best by his own principle here, and I'm thinking, he's a good guy, from what I could see. Of course, I don't know him from a second coat of paint. It's just that from the interaction that I've seen from him, if you look at his Twitter account, right? Now, people were like, Ryan Cohen was communicating with Bill Pulte. I don't know where. Show me, It's like regularly too, like the guy was saying he was like doing regularly. No. You know what I see him do? Right here. Please send order detail. I will DM you. And he's a freaking CEO, you guys. What the hell? Like he's taking care of this little tiny detail. It's like, what kind of CEO does this? Any CEO at all? You see Tim Cook doing this boat BS? No, because he doesn't care about his company that much, So this is why I admire the guy. It's because, hey, he's doing the work, he's admiring, or at least, try to do right by his father, who passed away. And so, yeah, try to make his father proud of his legacy, and as honoring him in that way. And he does it by what? Not taking any salary, if you look at that. Now hold on, let me see, let's go to his post right here. I show you guys this one before, just in case somebody is new to this one, might not see. But WTF, I don't know what that is. Low can help lower cholesterol as a part of a heart healthy diet. 100% great. I don't know why he posts this, by the way. So $8, is that why? I feel like that's why he posts that. So $8 for this little cereal box over here. Probably commenting on the inflation. What was I going with this? Of course, yeah, he admires his father. Look at this, he's aware of this BS is happening in the American culture right here. The CEO makes 351 times than the average workers in their industry. 350 times. Do they actually put up the effort of 350 times every single day of their waking hours? Nobody has that much time to do that. But again, because of the compensation package, because of the tax loophole that they get to, enjoy their salary, their wealth keep going up and up. And guess what? Who's doing the most work? It's the people that is the bottom, like, the peasant, you and I, okay? And so again, this is the ridiculousness of this whole thing. While it used to be only, 25 times more money, it's enough, for the CEO. And of course, you have governments out there who just, now it's just like, the government and the corporation are joining force to screw you and I over, right? Look at this. So Dave here is the one that's doing the work, while the manager over here, HR, just sitting there looking at him, right? Marketing manager, this mid manager over here, just standing around doing nothing. But then, due to cutback, we're gonna have to fire Dave, right? And this is why he's cutting down all of this BS, management position. I'm not saying all of them, but at the very least, cutting back to the point where he's the one who's taking care of the receipt over here, right? Remember I sent you over. So he's walked the talk, right? He's not just saying BS statement, he's doing it. He's like, just reminded me of what happened today at work too. It's just like, the people that doing the most work usually get the most, crap from people. From the people that doesn't do anything at all. I know, yes, there are good managers out there. I'm not talking about you guys. If you're a good manager, good on ya. But man, it just speaks to the ridiculousness of what it means to be in a corporate America, right? Okay. What else? Inflation. See, corporate America is a wolf in a liberal clothing. You see what I mean? So he's aware of any of these stuff already, and he's not here to kind of play around. He's here to work. He's here to build his legacy. Okay, he's here to lead by example. So that's why I'm in. All right, let me go through the chat here. Big picture, going back to AMC. Okay, I know, be careful. I hope you're joking at this point. Okay, DFB. Okay, were you the part of the original cruise over here? And besides, I'm a gamer. Been going to Gamestop since a young little boy. Okay. That's nice. Yeah, I oddly, I did not know about GameStop. I wasn't buying GameStop. I'm ashamed to say that, honestly. Well, okay, let me back up. I didn't grow up here in the US, so, games and all that stuff, I didn't have the privilege to buy the game. Didn't have the money at the time because I was kind of like not well-to-do, right? Very poor, but I still have a roof over my head. So when I was in my homeland, I'm not even joking to you. Like most people's standard, it would be like poor, right? But for me, because I have roof over my head, I don't feel like I was poor. I've always had my family around me and all that stuff. So I've never felt alone or never felt like I had more or less than anyone, right? But I always have a sense that I never had enough. You see what I mean? But I never feel like I need to have more than I need. I hope that makes sense. But growing up, I just have this intrinsic knowing that, hey, there's people who are below me and there's people who have way more than me. So that's just part of life that I, get to grow up in. And I'm pretty fortunate to have that upbringing, though, because I would not have appreciated, people that comes to me to help me in any way and teach me a whole bunch of stuff, right? I always, take life as a learning lessons and all that stuff, and it's fun. It's fun to look at life in that way, and instead of just like seeing people just always criticize other people when they don't even do the work to get it right. You need to roll up a sleeve and work. Just let's see. Look, Ryan Cohen. When did he say like work is sexy or something like that, right? And again, I admire the guy a lot, and just knowing who he is and how he says, what is it? It takes money to buy whiskey or something. Talk is cheap. It takes money to buy whiskey. I like that part too. And yeah, and he was canvassing. This is when he was like a chairman and all that stuff. Hey Amber, thank you for joining. Appreciate you. I definitely can relate. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. But yeah, I mean, when you grow up and not having enough, I feel like it. I guess it depends on the person, right? To me, I feel like I've always been fortunate to have family around me, that I'm not even like feel like I was alone growing up at all, even though we didn't have much. My mom was a single mother of 5 at the time, but anyway, there's a lot of I'm not gonna go through all my life history over here. It's not about me, it's about Gamestop right here. Okay, so we have a couple of people coming in. I appreciate all of you coming here. Honestly, I don't have much to go through, but I was just like trying to address a whole bunch of BS, that's coming. It's like the close of the distributing center. I can't even say that word. Oh, sorry, you guys. Let me. Hi, Amber. Thank you for joining. Okay, so the 100, the way we are brought up was the way. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I mean, if you are part of the working class, I feel like you would understand how working towards something is difficult in this life, right? In this class of ours, I feel like. I'm including everybody in here, even though, yeah, I mean, we have different level of struggle in life, and I feel like I hate to say the movement here. No, I think investing in this stock obviously has its up and down, and I equate it to my life. There's some good moments here. There's some painful moments in my life, and you go through them, right? You're still alive. I mean, why not keep on going? But as far as this GameStop thing, let me go back to the balance sheet real quick, because this is the most important part. Just in case somebody who just stumble upon here don't know anything about GameStop, just so you know, we're doing fine. Okay. Don't freak out. Like if you hear negative news and come over here and say stuff like that, okay? Look at this, okay? Just look at this, and if you disagree with me, seek a financial, person who could take a look at this, and don't listen to Wetbush, right? Because that's the only one. So go to I don't know, like if you know somebody personally, accountant or something like that, it's like, hey, can you take a look at this balance sheets for me? So this is the only honest way that you could get somebody to analyze this company in a fresh eyes, right? So for me, I'm already biased, right? Because I bought into the company, I own the stock. Obviously, I'm gonna see this and see the good things in it. So I'm looking for somebody who has a fresh eyes, okay, no bias either way, and could tell me that this balance sheet is terrible, right? So if you could do that, please come in, and if you could invite people like that to come to help me understand this company a little bit better, I would be much appreciated. You see what I mean? So don't just come here and say Ryan Cohen is a piece of shit, okay? I'm not gonna respond well, because I admire the guy, okay? So don't do that. Just give me the numbers. That's what I respond well to. So, let's see. Of course, look at this. Original meme stock on the pace for the biggest decline in over a month. Oh my God, run. Look at this. The GameStop meme stock frenzy. What can we learn? Okay. So ominous too. And for no reason, AMC is in here too, right? Let's see. So this one is 8 days ago. For some reason today was like the attack day, I guess. let's see. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty pooped out at the moment. Like, my head is probably pretty. I was watching this guy about the delinquency and all that stuff. Commercial real estate is going delinquent, meaning like people are not able to pay rent. Here we go, right? Commercial is especially if you don't sell stuff, right? Like if people don't have the money to buy into stuff, you're not going to be able to pay rent. Especially in the commercial. See this little dark blue over here, this big chunk, that's all commercial real estate. Now this is a gentleman, I'm sure you know this gentleman very well. Let me try to find him real quick. He was pumping real estate a couple days ago. Okay, so let me try to find him real quick. And I was thinking, why is he pumping REITs and all that stuff to the public? And of course, like I was skeptical about this gentleman already. And because he was talking BS about Gamestop, right? He was like using the 9-month loss rather than a 12 months loss. And the reason being is that he wants people to think that GameStop lost more than they actually are, or than it actually is. Okay, let me click on his. Okay, I think this one right here. I think this is the video that I react to. If you haven't seen that one already, go ahead, search it for that. But okay, I think this is the guy. So he was pumping REITs or something right here. How to invest $1,000, right? And so okay, I'm gonna speed him up a little bit. So let's listen in. Oh man.
1% dividend yield with each portfolio. And again, I'm going to be sharing 3 portfolios here with different goals, so you can find one no matter what your needs. But in each of these, I'm going to show you 2 stocks and an ETF that is going to build the base of your portfolio. I'll also explain who the portfolio is best for to make sure it's best for your goals. As a business development corporation, Maine specializes in loans and equity investments into mid-sized businesses. The company has 182 portfolio investments as of the first quarter, with the largest representing just 3% of the total fair value. So a hit to any of these investments isn't going to hurt the shares much on Main Street.
Okay, a hit to this investment is not going to hurt that. So okay, what is the most for this REIT one? There's okay 7% of commercial real estate over here. Okay. Healthcare, all of these too. They're gonna get hit. I bet. So if you look at the Bank of America report over here, so they have credit card. Well, that's them. And then they have commercial NCO. I don't know what that is. I have to look that up myself. But small businesses too. So this graph just showing you how much charge off, meaning like they can't collect the rent. So these are amounts of people that are not paying rent, that are small businesses and commercial real estate. Okay, so it's almost double from last year. So the trend is going up again, right? And it spikes up and spikes down. Depends on what's going on, but the trajectory is up. Okay, so just see that. And this guy is promoting REITs right now to you, or to his audience.
With the largest representing just 3% of the total fair value. So a hit to any of these investments isn't going to hurt the shares much. Now, Main Street isn't the highest paying monthly dividend stock, but it is the most consistent and dependable that I've found. The dividend hasn't been cut in the last 5 years and has grown at a steady 3% pace.
Okay.
This one even produced a positive price return, so dividends and price appreciation. But the biggest part of why Maine has been my favorite monthly dividend stock is the yield it collects on those loans is so much higher than its dividend yield. with an average yield on its portfolio over 12%.
Wow.
It's collecting more than enough to pay that 7% dividend and reinvest in the business for growth. And that not only means dividend sustainability, but also stock price returns over time. So besides in this cash flow dividend portfolio, you could probably include this one in a safe retirement portfolio as well. This next stock
it's a safe retirement portfolio, huh? So of course I'm skeptical, right? This company might be the greatest company you could ever invest in, okay? So, but here's what I'm going to show you. So this is a trailing 12, of course. I always do that. And then if you look at the stat real quick, obviously, okay, net income, that's good. Market cap is like way more than the revenue. Look at that, right? So that's a little bit iffy over there, right? But if you look at this real quick, okay, let's look at the stat. Okay, let's scroll down together. 4%. Look at the institution ownership, 22 or 21% right there. Okay, so PE ratio is not too bad. Let me see. I mean, 10, that's not too bad, like, compared to any other company over here. Net cash, look at this. Remember the guy who was on the live stream yesterday? He was saying GameStop doesn't pay bills. What is this? GameStop has a positive net cash, okay? And this is like a let's call it is it a REIT or something? What are they doing over here? So Venture Capital Corporation is a business development company specialized in equity capital to lower middle market company. Okay, so it's a real estate company. Okay. So net cash, negative balance over here. So what does that mean? It means that they, eventually they can, when they run out of this cash on hand, they are going to have to go to the shareholder, right? Now book value is $28, so that's pretty good. I'm not saying that they're in an imminent bankruptcy over here. I'm just saying that they have a net cash negative, okay? Look at the total debt. It's like close to $2 billion right there. Now, they do have a good profit margin, okay? That's a pretty steep profit margin right there. But it's a big but, okay? Okay, well, at least I saw this one. I was like, ooh, look at the negative cash flow. So the negative cash flow, sometimes they do fluctuate pretty steep, right? At least this has a positive cash flow. Net cash flow, positive cash flow. What else? Okay. So they have revenue, gross profit. Okay, so they have low expenses, so that's good at the very least. Wow, is this the number skewed or something? I feel like this is a skewed number. Am I reading the right thing? How can you have a more than 100% EBITDA? Right? What's going on with this website? Is this a... Oh my god, this is a terrible live stream, you guys. I apologize. Okay, let me try some other company. It's so weird. It's so weird. Okay, so the cash on hand they have is right here. That's a negative part, but everything else seems fine, right? Okay, I'm not knocking this company. The fact that they don't have this one right here, figure it out, that's suspect, right? They want you to hold, obviously. Who's the analyst out there? Okay, 5 of them. Okay, who are they? Okay, those are not familiar to me, but this, let's look familiar. I don't know. All right. Well, of course, they want you to buy into it too. So, I don't know. I mean, why is this guy pushing it when you see the evidence of delinquency coming? People are not paying the rent. Maybe. Okay, let's listen in one more.
$1,000 dividend portfolio is one of my favorite REITs, WP Carry, ticker WPC, and it's 5.3% dividend. WPC is a $17 billion REIT with great diversification across property type. In fact, pretty evenly spread across industrial, warehouse, office, and retail space. Most of the portfolio is in the US, though it does hold just over 35% of the properties in Europe, which gives it great geographical diversification also. And it's that diversification is really why I like WPC as one of my favorite dividend REITs to start a portfolio. Against the other real estate stocks I follow, only WP Carry has the exposure to both different property types that I believe can really bring the risk down in your portfolio. The company collects over $1.1 billion in annualized base rent and books 98% occupancy, over 131 million square feet across more than 1,100 properties. Now, obviously, the office side of the portfolio has dragged down the shares over the last year, but there is enough diversification here that evens out that overall performance. WPC has topped expectations for funds from operations, that important FFO measure, over the last year to report $5.09 per share. And we see here in this NAREIT data that the shares are now trading for about 10.3 times on that price to FFO per share basis. That is very cheap against the historical average, around 16 times. So you're getting a solid dividend here, and what should be good price upside potential. For this dividend portfolio, the goal is going to be to find those strong dividend stocks, around 5% yield, but also with good long-term price appreciation. You're going to want to reinvest those dividends, buying more shares for as long as you can to build on that portfolio until you're living off your dividends. Dividend investing is one of the most popular themes on the channel, and for good reason. This portfolio is perfect for those of you that want that guarantee that you're always going to have cash coming into your account, cash dividends that are going to be there when you need them. Dividend investing is one of the best ways to invest because you're going to be motivated to keep saving and investing every time you see that dividend check hit your account. And here we're adding...
Wow. So, I bet you anything, if GameStop were to pay dividend, watch, what's he going to say then? Okay, so let's look at the P. What is it? P? Can't even... WP Carry, right? WP Carry. So look at the makeup of this, right? You have industrial, office, retail, warehouse, self-storage, other. Okay, so retail 16%, office is what, 25%? I'm sure retail would qualify as small businesses, right? All of these, right? Office is being, as he said before, it was, office, because office building, because of the pandemic and all that stuff, it was affected, right? Because people were not going in, right? And who are these people? A business over here, right? So my point is that there is a whole bunch of industry here that is going to be affected by this. Well, based on this report anyway. This is a Bank of America report, okay? 50% plunge. Okay? Again, it's like a projection of what is to come. That's terrible. I know the Bank of America is a terrible bank to to have your money in. I guess due to a lot of, I don't know, corruption or something. But see, commercial, no, sorry. Consumer, oh my god, I can't even read. Consumer services. I'm sorry, you guys, I just learned how to read. Yesterday. Whew, okay, so let's stop playing for a minute. Okay, let's look at the overall. Okay, that's not bad. I'm not saying it's a bad thing at all. But why is this guy pushing it though? See, you see how my mind is saying that this guy is biased, but I'm looking for the evidence for it. So that's how you should be too. Be careful not to be biased, okay? And that's what I'm trying to do with GameStop as well. I don't want to be biased at all. But again, there must be something about this guy that why is he pushing real estate? And all of a sudden, you see You see this happening, That's why I'm suspicious of all of this company. Oh, look at net cash. Look at this. Okay, $8.1 billion in negative. Okay, there you go. CapEx right there, close to $1 billion, but they only have this much cash. How much did they make though? Okay, at least they have operating cash flow of $1 billion, more than CapEx. Okay, that's good, sure. Okay, very steep profit margin there. Well, because it's a real estate, there's not much upkeep there. That's why it's so enticing to people who want dividend investing and all that stuff. PE ratio of 18, that's typically very overvalued because you want it to be 10, but again, it depends on the industry that you are buying into. So real estate, I don't know what the average is, so you're gonna have to do that research yourself. Let's see, $700 million, that's pretty steep there, but I wonder what's the debt to equity. Okay, so it's close to 1-to-1 debt to equity, which is not alarmingly high. However, you still don't have this score. Split ratio, that's a pretty weird split ratio right there, whatever they're doing. Okay, so equity versus book value is 41. Okay, so 41, that's okay, that's good equity to book value, not knocking that. Okay, so what's the problem? What's the problem? Okay, what's the retaining earnings right there? If you look at the trend, it seems like they've been losing money. Okay, see, losing. So when it's trending up for this one because it's a negative, it means that they're losing money. I hope that makes sense to you. So it's since whatever. Okay, so this is a trailing 12 from 21, end of 21. To now, they've been losing little by little, incrementally. You see what I mean? So that's why right now, at the current balance sheets right here, it's $2.6 billion loss. Okay? So that's why this guy wants you to buy into it. Okay? Now, again, I'm biased towards this guy because he's saying terrible thing about GameStop. Not terrible, but he's misleading you into buying into, about GameStop. I did a video, reacting to him as well. So if you want to take a look at that. But my whole point of doing that is that to kind of give you an idea of how I come to conclusion, at a certain things. Because again, I'm just biased myself here, and I don't know how to evaluate these type of company because again, I'm not investing in any of this. I'm just looking into it as objectively as I can, but seeing all of the the financial and also the macro, what's happening in the real estate sector, especially the commercial ones, seeing this report from Bank of America, earnings report, you could deduce your own conclusion from that. Is it really a good time to buy into a real estate company or not? Again, this is how you come up with your own stuff. All right, let me read the chat real quick. Thank you guys for joining. If people just learn how to read the balance sheet, it would all make sense. All right, Winthrop is here. Dynamite, happy more. I hope you're having a good evening. Oh, thank you, Dynamite _41. Why underscore 41? Could you please tell me? Are you 41 years old? I'm kidding. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. Yes, I am having a good time right now. Stuttering through my live stream, the most boring live stream ever on the planet Earth. So you're welcome. Okay, so okay, let's listen into one more.
Dividend investing is one of the best ways to invest because you're going to be, the fund covers all its bases here with Coke and Pepsi, but also some of those dividend stocks you might not see in those other funds, like the Cisco Systems and Broadcom. Now, it's up to you exactly how much you invest in these stocks in your portfolio, but those of you in the nation know I'm a big believer of the core satellite strategy. And this is where you have maybe 50 or 60% of your money in those few broad exchange-traded funds like the SCHD that we talked about to get that market return on the theme. With this part of the portfolio, you're not trying to be the market, you're just trying to be the market. Portfolio examples we'll talk about, but let's get started on a
now try to be the market, right? Like just be the market. But for GameStop, just sell it like immediately.
Retirement portfolio for anyone that wants that ultimate in safety. And here we're going with utility provider, the Southern Company, ticker SO. The company operates as a regulated electric utility, serving more than 4 million customers in Georgia, Alabama, and Mississippi, along with another 4.4 million customers in natural gas. And Southern is one of the most aggressive.
So SO. I know a little bit about natural gas, but let's see. SO. I want to see what's good about this company. Secretly, I'm looking for the bad thing. So, just how my brain work here. Again, I'm biased about this guy, so please don't take my analysis as is. Just go do your own research. Make sure you know what's going on here. He's pumping this one at an electric company, I guess, or utility. Gas distribution, gas pipeline, investment, blah, blah, blah. So it is true. Okay, so distribution of the electricity. Okay. Forecast, they want you to buy. All right, let's try this one. Look at this. Inside ownership, 0. Is that a bad thing? In my opinion, it is. Okay, nobody is shorting this one. Institution owned pretty much half of the company. PE ratio of 25, that's traditionally pretty high, right? Because like you want it to be 10, right? That's usually the valuation here. Well, if you Google it, it says 10 would be the cutoff. But again, depends on which industry you're investing in. Different ratio might, like tech industry, for example, like traditionally pretty high in PE ratio, but just have to be careful here. Okay, net income, that's pretty high. That's good, at least, right? I'm looking for look at the net cash, you guys. Really, $60 billion in the negative. No wonder he wants you to buy into this one, huh? So the net cash position, okay, it's not like immediate like urgency that you're gonna go bankrupt over here. It just means that without, with negative net cash, if you look at the definition right here, is an indicator of the financial position of a company. So if it's positive, it's good. If it's negative, to the tune of $60 billion, okay, 60, 60, just in case somebody didn't catch that. It means that they're in a dire. It just means that they're not in a good financial position. That's what it means, okay? That's why I go towards this one, to at least see the sign. Working capital, the same thing. Look, working capital is the amount of money available to a business to conduct its day-to-day activity or day-to-day operation. So if it's negative, then they don't have $2 billion or they are short $2 billion to conduct their day-to-day activity. So that's how I read it, okay? This is how I get out of that little snippet there. Okay. I mean, profit margin's pretty high. That's good. At least, they do have some revenue coming in. But I wonder if I look at the shareholder equity, would see anything, maybe retaining loss. Well, at least they have net cash positive. So $3 billion, right? But what are they short of, though? Well, let me see. Okay, so they do have shareholder equity. Goodwill over there. Okay, so $30 billion. Debt. What is the interest payment? Interest payment. Right here. Interest income, interest expense. $1 billion. That's a steep amount of interest payment right there. Because they have $62 billion in debt. $62 billion in debt, this company. So, I don't know. I mean, refinancing issue, perhaps. Look at the cash flow. Negative right now at the moment. Trailing 12. So no wonder he wants you to buy into this one. Right? But again, I mean, maybe because of the financing of things allow them to still come up positive, but again, it's still, I don't know. I just don't like the number seeing this. Working capital, right? So I don't know. Make your own decision. See this number, you might be like, ooh, it's the best company. And because this guy has a bow tie, right? You might want to listen to him. Like he's legit over here. My favorite baseball player is a Dirk. I don't know how to say his name. Sorry, Nowitzki, and his jersey number. Oh, that's okay. That's thank you for that inside scoop there. 41. Great. Okay. Show the balance sheet on TV one more time, please. Okay. What do you need? I thought you said you were cashing out. No, he just kidding. Amber, just so you know, Lionel works with me, so we used to anyway, and then he moved. But yeah, he's all in on Gamestop, so just so you know. Not all in, but the majority of his. But anyway, well, I don't know. Maybe he will sell out tomorrow. Who knows? Okay, so what do you want to see, Lionel? Just so you know, do you want me to point out something? Yeah, I'm kind of coming to closer to the end here, you guys. Oh, it's been an hour. Record. I'm so proud of myself. So I'm gonna give myself a round of applause real quick. Because I've been coming in here every hour just to practice. I'm so appreciative of you guys coming in here and just sit through all this agony. And very appreciative. So and allow me to practice on you guys and just be me. It's it means more to me than you might know. So but yeah, so appreciate you. All right, Lionel, do you have any question? Because I know there's a delay here, so I'm gonna wait for a little bit. But I'm kind of coming to a close here. It's been an hour, and I need to do stuff. do stuff. I don't know what stuff is, but so Lionel type his question there. Let me see what I have here. Nothing much. This is a website that I've shown you guys before, who watched me before. This is just a projection. Again, it's called Trading Economics. And it's just telling you all the recent data here. You know, the currency right now, it's $103 if you look at the dollar index, right? And the projection is that the dollar is going to keep going up in price, right? Again, this is not a set in stone thing. It's just a prediction from this particular website. Stock market's going to come down, right? This is just a projection again. 10 years treasury bond, it's going to keep coming down. That's usually indicative of like rate cuts, right? GDP, the actual GDP versus the projection would be like that's substantial, from 4% to 0.5%. So that means like, hey, the GDP is going to keep going down. Annual GDP, unemployment rate still low for some reason, but it could spike at any time, right? Again, you see a lot of like, what is it, like job cuts, right? Layoffs and all that stuff, but it's just that it hasn't affected the broad economy yet, because like when people just lay it off today, you know, usually they have some funds, you know, some emergency fund and all that stuff to kind of cover them through. And so it doesn't affect the economy until like later on, right? When they don't have anything in their rising and spend all of their, you know, reserves, right? And so that's when people, you know, usually panic and like, hey, we don't have any money anymore. And that's when, you know, people lose their home and all that stuff, right? It's terrible. It's terrible. You wouldn't want to get through that or go through that. Non-farm payroll, obviously, I think this number is pretty overinflated, right? Wouldn't you think? I think that means like government jobs or something, right? Non-farm payroll. Inflation, the actual versus the projection for next quarter, first quarter of this year. Rate would still be here, and then next one would be cutting by 25 basis point. And this is based on the Fed, obviously. If the Fed is continue to, like, how fast are they gonna cut, or how high are they gonna sustain this? So, and we are been in a balance in the negative, meaning trade balance in the negative, meaning we're not profiting off of, and this is in billions of dollars, right? So we're in deficit of trades. I hope that makes sense. Okay, let me look at the US GAAP narrow. It reflects a decrease in the goods of deficit. Wait, in the goods deficit of 0.6 billion. Okay, an increase in. Okay, so they decrease in goods, but increase in service. Okay, by a little bit, but not much. I need to learn more about this one, so I need to explain it better. I'm sorry, you guys. Joking on you, cash out. Okay, cash flow complete? What do you mean by that? Cash flow positive, you mean? Or comprehensive? I have no idea. I know. What are you talking about? So this is Gamestop. If you look at the balance sheets right here, wait a minute. Okay. we're retaining earnings right now. It's still negative, but we could fix this, I feel like, in 1 quarter. It might be another quarter. Who knows, right? But it's okay. We still have asset, right? We still have shareholder equity. We still have no goodwill. That's good, right? But if you look at the cash flow positive, is that what you're talking about right now? The cash flow complete. I think this is what you mean. Cash flow positive. 4 consecutive quarter in a row, we are in the positive, you guys. So that means something. I mean, it should mean something to some people, but they don't want to look at it, right? And that's why I like to point this out again, slow burn, but surely, but whatever. Now, as far as the closing down of the distributing center or whatever, so what? Maybe leadership is projecting this. It's like, look, hey, we're not going to sell more, so why do we need to renew any of those lease? Perhaps he's timing this so that if there's a delinquency, people are not, paying rent or whatsoever, right? We're going to be able to negotiate a better term for that distributing center. So it's a plus, right? Think of it as that way. Perhaps, hey, Ryan Cohen is a very smart guy. I'm sure he probably see this data. He's like, okay, well, if we close down the center, we might be able to get it back at a cheaper price. Perhaps we could just buy it outright instead of pennies on the dollar, right? I mean, isn't that a great possibility to again, this is a hopium, okay? Hopium, but I think it's along the line of that. To me, he's timing it. I feel like he's probably timing in that. But hey, until I see it in the investor relation here, being announced somewhere, SEC website as well, yeah, then I would believe that they are closing. So, alright guys, that's all I have. Again, much appreciative, every single one of you who coming in here. So I will see you tomorrow. Okay, bye.